The Terminator is a 1984 American science fiction action film directed by James Cameron, produced by Gale Ann Hurd, and written by James Cameron and Gale Ann Hurd. It stars Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Terminator, a cybernetic assassin sent back in time from 2029 to 1984 to kill Sarah Connor, whose unborn son will one day save mankind from extinction by Skynet, a hostile artificial intelligence in a post-apocalyptic future. And what do I say? My fucking god, I've watched the Terminator movie the first time in my life, and I fucking loved it. It deserves to be a Salute House episode. It deserves to have a Salute House episode. Well, it's almost the 40th anniversary of the Terminator. Yeah, October 26th, 1984, the fucking movie that existed back then. So why not? Let's get on with this motherfucker. A cyborg is sent back in time from 2029 to 1984 in Los Angeles, California. An assassin known as the Terminator, disguised as a human male and programmed to hunt and assassinate a woman named Sarah Connor. Separately, a human soldier named Kyle Reese, who also arrives intent on stopping it, as they both steal ammunition and clothing. After searching for addresses in a telephone directory, the Terminator systematically kills women who share Sarah's name before tracking the correct Sarah to a nightclub. Well, fucking hell. But, however, Reese rescues her. Yeah, Kyle Reese has rescued Sarah before that happened. The duo steal a car and escape, with the Terminator pursuing them in a stolen police car. As they hide in the parking lot, Kyle Reese explains to Sarah that in an artificially intelligent defense network known as Skynet, created by Cyberdyne Systems, will soon become self-aware and trigger a global nuclear war to bring humankind to its extinction. Sarah's future son, John, will rally the survivors and lead a successful resistance movement against Skynet and its mechanical forces. On the verge of resistance victory, Skynet sends the Terminator back in time to eliminate Sarah, thereby preventing John's birth. Oh, this is some fucked up abortion. The Terminator is an efficient and relentless killing machine with a perfect voice mimicking ability and a durable metal endoskeleton, covered by living tissue to appear human. Well, fucking hell. The Terminator tracks Kyle and Sarah down, and a car chase ensues, ending with the Terminator crashing into a wall. The police apprehend Kyle and Sarah and interrogate Kyle, but they disbelieve his story. Well, yeah, they could disbelieve it, but it's in Kyle's very own eyes. So you really think that... Wait a minute, the police thinks that he's on drugs. Is he on dope? There is no chance in hell that Kyle Reese is on dope or crack cocaine. This is fucked up. The Terminator discovers Sarah is inside the police station and attacks it, killing several officers while hunting for her. Kyle and Sarah escape, steal another car, and take a refuge in a motel, where they assemble several pipe bombs and plan their next move. Kyle admits that he has adored Sarah since he saw her in John's photograph, and that he traveled through time out of love for her, reciprocating his feelings. Sarah kisses him, and they made love, conceiving John. Okay. The Terminator locates Sarah by intercepting a call intended for her mother. She and Kyle escape the motel in a pickup truck while it pursues them on a motorcycle. In the ensuing chase, Kyle Reese is badly wounded by gunfire while throwing pipe bombs at the Terminator. She knocks the Terminator off its motorcycle but loses control of the truck, which flips over. Well, holy fuck! Is this some kind of Michael Bay explosion? Right before Michael Bay makes films? Well, you just wait. Because the Terminator, now bloodied and badly damaged, hijacks a tank truck and attempts to run down Sarah. Kyle Reese manages to slide a pipe bomb into the truck's hose tube, causing the truck to explode and reduce the Terminator to its endoskeleton. Wow. Talk about the Michael Bay of explosions. It pursues them into a Cyberdyne-owned factory, where Kyle activates machinery to confuse it. But eventually, but it eventually discovers them. Kyle then lodges his final pipe bomb into its midsection, blowing it apart, but at the cost of his life. Aw, man. Its still functional torso then pursues Sarah, but she manages to lure it into a hydraulic press that she uses to destroy it. Yeah, that's right. You tell her, Sarah. You tell him, Sarah. You're terminated, fucker! Alright, months later, Sarah, visibly pregnant with John, travels through Mexico, recording audio tapes to pass on to him. At a gas station, a boy takes a Polaroid photograph of her, the exact one that John will one day give to Reese. And then she buys it. Yeah, for $4. Yeah, that's not that bad for a photography shit. The gas station owner comments that the storm is coming, and she replies that she is aware, alluding to humanity's impending conflict against Skynet before driving away towards it. Well, damn. So let's talk about the development of the Terminator now. In Rome, Italy, during the release of Piranha 2: The Spawning, director James Cameron felt ill and had a dream about a metallic torso holding kitchen knives dragging itself from an explosion. Inspired by director John Carpenter, who had made the slasher film Halloween on a low budget. James Cameron used the dream as a launching pad to write a slasher-style film. His agent disliked the early concept of the horror film and requested that he work on something else. After this, James Cameron dismissed his agent. Okay then. So, Gail Ann Hurd, who had worked at New World Pictures as Roger Corman's assistant, showed interest in the project. James sold the rights to Terminator to Ann for $1 with the promise that she would produce it only if James was direct to it. Ann suggests edits to the script and took a screenwriting to credit in the film, although James stated that she didn't know actual writing at all. Okay, so James Cameron wanted his pitch for John Daly to finalize the deal and had his friend Lance Henriksen show up to the meeting early dressed and acting like the Terminator. Henriksen wearing a leather jacket, fake cuts on his face, and gold foil on his teeth, kicked open the door to the office and then sat on a chair. Okay then. For the role of Kyle Reese, Orion wanted a star whose popularity was rising in the United States, but whose also would have foreign appeal. Orion co-founder Mike Medavoy had met Arnold Schwarzenegger and has sent his agent the script for the Terminator. James Cameron was uncertain about casting Arnold as Reese, as he felt he would need someone even more famous to play the Terminator. Sylvester Stallone and Mel Gibson both turned down the Terminator role. Medavoy suggested O.J. Simpson, but James did not feel that Simpson, at the time, would be believed as a killer. So James Cameron agreed to meet with Arnold and devised a plan to avoid casting him. He would pick a fight with him and return to Hemdale and find him unfit for the role. So James was entertained by Arnold, who would talk about how the villain should be played and began sketching his face on a notepad, asking Arnold to stop talking and remain still. After the meeting, Cameron returned to John Daly, saying Arnold Schwarzenegger would not play Reese, but he'd make a hell of a Terminator. Well, hell of a Terminator indeed. Yeah, even the fucking score soundtrack was so suspensefully enjoyable. Brad Fiedel, you sure made one hell of an awesome music score. Okay, so he was with the Goldfriend Schwartz agency, where a new agent, Beth Donahue, found that James Cameron was working with the Terminator and sent him a cassette of Fidel's music. Fidel was invited to a screening of the film with Cameron and Hurd. Hurd was not certain about having Fidel compose the score. He had only worked in television, not theatrical films. That score soundtrack has been described as haunting, with the depictively simple melody recorded on a Prophet 10 synthesizer. It is in the usual time signature of which arose when Fidel experimented with rhythms and accidentally created an incomplete loop of his sequencer. Fidel liked the herky-jerky propulsiveness. Fidel created music for when Reese and Connor escaped from the police station that would be appropriate for a heroic moment. Cameron turned down this theme as he believed it would lose the audience excitement. Okay, so what do I see here? The critic, the fucking review our ratings and shit. Okay, so according to Google, IMDb gave this movie an 8.1 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes has given 100. Damn, talk about a perfect score. Metacritic gave this movie an 84%, and 92% of Google users like this movie. Well, guess what? I love that fucking film too. And besides that, defying the low pre-release expectations, The Terminator topped the United States box office for 2 weeks, eventually grossing $78.3 million against a modest $6.4 million budget. It is credited with launching Cameron's film career and solidifying Schwarzenegger's status as a leading man. The film's success led to a franchise consisting of several sequels, a television series, comic books, novels, especially video games, especially the one on the original Nintendo that both suck ass. In 2008, The Terminator was selected by the Library of Congress for preservation in the United States National Film Registry. This is some fucking golden shit right there, peeps. Yeah, I fucking love it. So in conclusion, with its impressive action sequences, taut economic direction, and relentlessly fast pace, it's clear why The Terminator continues to be an influence on sci-fi and action flicks. Yeah, that is universal acclaim indeed. I just read what it says from the legacy page of Wikipedia. But other than that, I recommend The Terminator, and I also recommend all other films and the fucking TV series that had anything to do with The Terminator. If you peeps are a fucking diehard fan of the Terminator franchise, do yourself a favor and start the Terminator Marathon with the first one. If you wanted to play one of the Terminator games, I recommend playing the rail shooting arcade version. Yeah, especially the ones that had anything to do with the GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Xbox. And a Game Boy Advance as well. Yeah.